really worried because I recently found out that I can't get pregnant. Doctors have come to the conclusion that I'm infertile, yet they are not quite sure as to why this is happening. Obviously, my mother has had no difficulty in conceiving children, and none of my other relatives have experienced complication during conception nor childbirth. I've always dreamed of being a mother and am now struggling to find answers. I would really like to raise a family, and I need the advice of a doctor. So Dr. Phil, I'm calling you today to ask for your opinion and advice.
We're here today to try and get to the bottom of this interesting case. I'm here to help you, to help me, to help yourself. Now, I did the little research and recently discovered a rather intriguing concept, that in the early development of female embryos, XY chromosomes may develop instead of XX chromosomes. While this still leads to female development, this leaves mature females unable to have children. Obviously, I'm not an expert of genes and embryos and such, but I call my expert friend, Dr. Chen, who recently published his own paper entitled Inherited Human Sex Reversal Due to Impaired Nucleocytoplasmic Trafficking of SRY defines a male transcriptional threshold. Dr. Chen, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for consulting me on this significant issue.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the genetic traits involved here? I figured you would be the best resource available considering the topic at hand.
Certainly. The study that was recently conducted by myself and a team of experts provided extremely fascinating results. The study started by examining the SRY on the Y chromosome that determines the sex of an embryo on mice, primates, as well as humans. Previously, it was thought that the presence of a Y chromosome automatically made a human embryo develop into a male. However, we discovered that other genes and environmental conditions influence the gender of an embryo.
That's fascinating. So what does that mean for our patient here?
Well, it was determined that in the cytoplasm of the SRY gene produces an SRY protein, but it must enter the nucleus by attaching to other proteins in order to activate other male-making genes. In the case of XY females, the SRY proteins fail to do so. Thus, it is possible for an XY chromosome to produce a female. Instead of a biochemical threshold factor, the master switch of 100, which was thought in determining what gender parts will develop, the factor was actually 2. This means that females can actually develop with an XY chromosome rather than XX, which was generally accepted by the public as well as the scientific community. There are obvious problems that arise with the female lacking that additional X chromosome. The studies that my team conducted saw side effects of on XY females that involved infertility, lack of menstrual cycles, and increased body hair. Ma'am, were those some of your symptoms?
Yes, that sounds really accurate.
Then my diagnosis is that your problem conceiving arose at the very beginning of your conception. It is entitled Swyer syndrome. It is not anything you did to harm your organs, but a rare condition involving your chromosomes.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Chen. I really appreciate your input on the subject. So now, how does this make you feel?
It's really nice to receive information regarding my condition, even if it wasn't the answers I wanted to hear.
I'm sorry that wasn't quite the solution you're looking for. However, adoption is a great option.
That's definitely something I'll consider. Thanks so much, Dr. Phil.
Anytime. This has been just as interesting for me as it has been for you. Well, this concludes our episode for today, so see y'all next week.